Ukraine asks Qatar, others to boost energy exports amid war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called on energy-rich nations to increase their production of oil and natural gas to counteract the loss of Russian supplies amid sanctions over Moscow's war on his country. 3:14. Doha, Qatar. Ukraine's president called Saturday on energy-rich nations to increase their production of oil and natural gas to counteract the loss of Russian supplies amid sanctions over Moscow's war on his country. Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise video appearance at Qatar's Doha Forum, an annual summit in the gas-rich nation that will host the 2022 FIFA World Cup later this year. It's part of a rhetorical offensive of addresses he's given around the world since the start of the war February 24. Zelensky asked countries to increase their energy exports, something particularly important as Qatar is a world leader in the export of natural gas. Western sanctions have deeply cut into Russian exports, which are crucial for European nations. The responsible states, in particular the state of Qatar, you are reliable and reputable suppliers of energy resources, Zelensky said. And you can contribute to stabilizing the situation in Europe. There is much that can be done to restore justice. He added, the future of Europe depends on your efforts. I urge you to increase energy production to make Russia understand that no state should use energy as a weapon to blackmail the world. He compared Russia's destruction of the port city of Mariupol to the Syrian and Russian destruction wrought on the city of Aleppo in the Syrian war. He also warned the war could affect Ukraine's agricultural exports to the world, which he described as the basis of stability and internal security of many Russian troops mine fields in Ukraine, blow up agricultural machinery, destroy fuel reserves needed for sowing. They blocked our seaports. Why are they doing this? He asked. Our state will have enough food. But the lack of exports from Ukraine will hit many nations in the Islamic world, Latin America and other parts of the world. The loss of Ukrainian wheat already has worried Mideast nations like Egypt, which rely on those exports. Zelensky on Friday spoke by phone with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Also on hand was Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan, the top diplomat for the world's biggest oil exporter. Saudi Arabia so far has said it would stick with an OPEC production schedule the cartel struck with Russia and other producers. The kingdom also said it wouldn't be responsible for higher prices it deals with attacks from Yemen's Houthi rebels amid its years-long war in the Arab world's poorest country. Qatar Energy CEO Saad Sharida Al-Kabi also later said that his nation likely couldn't help immediately with sending more gas to Europe. Qatar's ruling emir meanwhile criticized Israel for its treatment of Palestinians over the last 70 years, urging the world to stand against a growing global militarization that found its peak in Russia's ongoing war on Ukraine. Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani sought to draw a line between anti-Semitism and the ability to criticize Israel for occupying lands that Palestinians hope to have a state of their own. Sheikh Tamim's comments come as Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates in 2020 regularized diplomatic relations with Israel. It is noteworthy here that the accusation of anti-Semitism is now used wrongly against everyone who criticizes Israel's policies, and this impinges on the struggle against racism and actual anti-Semitism, Sheikh Tamim said at the start of the forum. While stressing solidarity, I would like in this context to remind of the millions of Palestinians who have been suffering from the Israeli occupation and international neglect for more than 7 decades, he added. Similarly, there are a lot of other people, such as the Syrian people and the Afghan people, for whom the international community has failed to render justice. The Israeli Foreign Ministry didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. It was Saturday, the Jewish day of rest, when government offices are. However, Israel and Qatar have discussed reducing tensions in the Hamas-controlled Gaza Strip. Qatar, which supports Islamist groups across the region, has stepped in to provide humanitarian aid, including cash-filled suitcases shipped to Gaza with Israel's permission. Qatar's support of Islamists saw it become the target of a years-long boycott by 4 Arab nations, Bahrain, Egypt, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, during President Donald Trump's time in office. That boycott ended just before President Joe Biden took office in 2021. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican from South Carolina on hand for the forum, praised the event for having the top diplomats of Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Sharinga's stage is a sign that the embargo is over. However, he noted what he described as a Saudi and Emirati reluctance to condemn Russia over its war on Ukraine. He said he hoped the Russian people would rise up against Vladimir Putin and have a change in the regime, as they have a very dead future with the way things stood now. What you've seen on your televisions, like all of us, is war crimes on an industrial scale, Graham said. The question for the world is, can that be forgiven? Can we be the world we want to be and let Putin get away with this? The answer for me is no. Associated Press writers John Gambrell in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Sami Magdi in Cairo contributed to this report. Follow Lu Jane Zhou on Twitter at www.twitter.com/LuJaneZhou.